Okay, creating the drawing. Simplify this complex shape into something that we can draw that's made with simple lines. Straight lines are the best, I think, on that one. So I'm gonna start here just because this is a simple line. That's a straight line right there. I can handle that on those, so that's kind of pretty cool. What about, I'm going to take this one. Now notice I lopped off some of that stuff there. There's a little bit that sticks around. That's okay, but I rounded things. Straight lines are what I'm after, and I wanted this one to be kind of horizontal. Boom, boom, boom. I got one, I got two, I got three. Let's go down here for my fourth simple line. Now this is going to create kind of a it's coming to me, kind of a blocky form, but it's going to create the area that I'm going to work with. And then this one I'm just going to go shooting straight down like that. So instead of having that complicated thing, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines. I only have to draw 6 lines to get the basic shape. Yeah, I'm going to come back in and I'm going to alter some of this stuff later. But for right now, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, let's bring on the board. Okay, so I got this hugeacious board that I'm working on here. How about we do this? Let's see. This is an experiment. I can't zoom out too much, but I bet I could zoom up. Whoa, Mr. White, I'm getting seasick. Oh, okay, look at that. Ah, wow, that's crazy. It's probably out of focus now, but we'll deal with that. Okay, so now we can see the whole board, kind of, on those. And I'm going to line up my pictures so that this one and this are going in the same direction. Okay, that's a cool thing. I also have some sticks that I find are helpful for me when I'm doing my drawing. Okay, what do I mean by sticks? Well, I mean this stick right here. I can put it right by the board here. On that, I gotta change this a little bit. Otherwise I'll get seasick myself. Okay, because it's actually supposed to go like this. Okay, so that line there, and then another stick. We need another stick. What about this? This is a good stick. Here's a stick. Stick. And so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get these things to go in the same direction. Now we have a little bit of skewed thing, but that goes here. So that one goes like this. It's bent out just a little bit, so I'm going to say about right here. And where do I put it? I'm looking at this distance over here and this distance here. That looks too far this way. This needs to come out over here a little bit more. Don't you think? Yeah, I'm glad you agree with me on that one. So I'm just kind of looking at these distances here. Does that look like about a third? It's greater than a third, so let's go out about like that. Okay, I got it. And so these lines are parallel. And so now when I actually commit this to the board here, this straight line that I'm trying to draw, you know, there it is. And so that's a helpful thing. How tall did that go? And so it went about that tall, right? And as I'm looking at that distance compared to that distance, well, it's higher than the middle. This is the middle, right about here, as I'm looking on my paper. Now you can't see the very tippy top, but let's slide over. And so the middle for me is about right here. So this piece here is a little taller than the middle, so maybe right there, maybe just a little taller, right there. And that's a guess. I'll guess is good. And if I'm off, guess what? He's going to have just a little bit of a longer body, and that's okay. I don't think I'm going to get fired or beat up or something like that. Okay, so there's that line going that way. This line that I'm about to draw, it needs to go the same direction, so they're parallel on that one. So this one, that's what I'm doing. I'm looking at it, and I'm looking there, and I'm looking at it, and I'm trying to make these lines go in the same direction on those. I think that looks a little high. I'm gonna drop it down to here. I want a room for his head. And how far over does it go? Not to the middle. That's the middle, right? So you don't want to go to the middle. That would be about where his beak is, maybe, is the middle. And so I'm looking for a little bit shy of the middle. So I'm good with that. And so this was extra, right? So I can take my magic eraser and I can erase that out like that. But I got that one going. Similar direction. Okay, let's go to this guy up here. And so the goal is to make them parallel. Oops, that's not, let's see, let's get that going. And that doesn't look quite right, does it? Okay, okay. I can adjust. Okay, let's do that. And I'm gonna make this one go this way. What now? Oh, eraser's just up on the cart up by the flag, where the value scale is up there. Erasers. Okay, so that was pretty good. Okay, let's go across the top. This is just, the cool part about this one. This is just horizontal, more or less a horizontal line on that one. And so I'm trying to make those similar. That might be. So I'm just going here like this. I'm looking at the distance from here to here to here. It's about half. From here to here to here, about half. So about right there. Next line. Remember, the whole goal is just to draw 6 lines. We can draw 6 lines that are fairly accurate. Okay. And then this kind of comes down. And how far did it come down? This one, hey look, that created almost a straight line across there too. From the part where this one bends to where this one bends, if I went across like that. So that means that if I made a straight line across like this, that's probably about where that one would end, is be right there. Okay, last little bit is this kind of comes off to the side. Let's make that line. Okay, look at that. Okay, about right there. Those look kind of parallel. That's what we're trying to do. Okay, and then this one is coming off here. How long is that one? You know, this one here, this line is a little bit longer proportionally than that one is. Maybe, we can make that just a little bit further out, like that. Bring that out a little bit. So maybe we go to there on that. But now, after spending all that time to map that stuff out, we now have a pretty good idea where some of those values are. Let's refine. Let's refine a little bit. Okay, by refining I mean I'm going to make a line right here, because this is the chop off the bottom of the bird sort of a thing. So let's do that. Let's get back over here to the comparisons. That line right there. You know, sometimes you maybe said, Mr. White, you just drew a line. Why do you then putting a pencil on it? Well, a lot of times you get kind of lost in the lines unless you actually see something that's there. It's kind of hard to remember what it is you're trying to do on those. And so that's why. And so I'm also looking at this triangle right here. And I'm trying to recreate that triangle right here. Now the height is the deal on that versus this one. And I'm going to guess that looks to be about right. Maybe right here. Okay. Still dealing with the lines on that. Now there's a little bit more of a choppy here. I'm going to choppy this part off. And so this part goes here. This part goes here. This is shorter than this part is. This one is taller up than the other one over here. Do I got him? Oh, that's not quite right, is it? Okay, maybe something like that. I suppose once I get him in place, I could use this like a ruler or something to draw my lines straight on those. And so that's kind of a deal. Oh, more juice in the pencil. Okay, I did not need this part, right? That's good, that's good. Okay, that's looking pretty snazzy. Okay, so let's do this, Let's, this part over here, this was straight, right? We had this little wire go back a little this way. Sorry for the earthquake again there, folks. Okay, but this was a curved line, so I'm going to make this a curved line like this. Right here, right? Curve. So now it's easy to make a curved line. I know where to start, I know where to end. Man, that makes it easy. This one had a curved part up here too. And it kind of chopped off a little piece like that. So I'm just taking the chopped off piece here. And now I'm going to end here, I'm going to begin here with my curved line, and I'm going to make it curved. Man, that was an easy curved line, wasn't it? Easiest curved line I ever drew. Okay, this crowns up over a little bit here. Let's take this actually cuts off a little bit here. And so now let's take and this is mostly flat, but it does have a little bit of a curve to it. Like that. And then this one also comes out and curves back down in a little bit. So the straight lines were pretty good and helpful for helping us make these curved lines. Let's lop off this portion right here, right, for the shoulder. And then that continues in back down under here. This isn't quite as straight, but that's okay. Now there's another line that's, let's put this in here. I got to put in some of these blue lines here. There's this part here, and it kind of comes up like that, right? When we get that wing. And this part here, I'm using the thin one here, just so I can see what's going on. There's that line, and then there's that line. And that is a pretty strong structure. I'm not going to put anything else. I'm going to do this line over here first, of course. This one right here. This is mostly a straight line. Make sure my paper's straight too. Okay, so that's going to be about there, right? In this area. I'm looking at the distance here. This one comes out to be pretty pointy right there. Maybe even a little narrower, I don't know. It looks like it shoots up as it comes up here towards this area, not quite to the corner. So I'm thinking it goes about like that on its initial shot. And then it kind of hunkers back this way. There's a little bit of a thing here like this. Back the other way. So this wing part here comes up and then kind of tapers on back. What about that point? I'm just going to do this. This is the check. What I'm doing is I'm looking at this point to this point, this point to this point. Are those lines parallel? Oops, my paper got turned. If they're parallel, then that's the end of it. If it was like this, and I stopped right here, there's a holy smokes, I got to go up further. But so if this line and this line, this is a quick check technique that you can do for making sure that that's doing what it's supposed to do on that. Okay, let's go up here for the hard stuff. It looks like the beaky is going to be ending in here somewhere. So this is my end zone for the beaky. It's above the shoulder. Okay, I'm just making a mark so I know where to go. And it's going to start, it looks like right here on this curvy thingy, right here where this intersects. That's convenient. And it's going to be a little bit of a curved line going this way. And these are almost the same distance. This one is a little longer. That's why I did that one there. And then I'm going to take this one, and this is where it ends, right? And then I'm going to curve that one back like that. Then I'm going to come back, I'm going to erase that, because that was just a guide. I just need that as a guide on where to go. And take out some of these other maybe extra lines that I don't need anymore. And that, so that's pretty good. And then looks like I'm just going to kind of do this by eyeball here, and then it comes up that way. And this is still well below. It has this little part that kind of goes back at an angle, right? That little part right there. And once we get that, then this part kind of comes back. Let me draw it. What am I drawing the line? I'm drawing this line right here. Okay, so that part. And so it's got to go about like this. Okay. Perfect. All right, so An eye. We're going to take the easy eye first. This one is about right here. This is where the beak started to curve out, right? And the eye is above that. It's above it right there. And I want to keep these eyeballs about the same height, and so the bottom of this eye is here, right? I'm just sliding over this way. And then the top of the eye, right? The top of the eyebrow is going to be about the same height. And so I know that because of where I established that one, this eye is going to be in here somewhere. I'm not sure where, but that's going to be the approximate, the height of it that we're looking for with those. And let's see, let's take a peek. Where is that? That's right about in the middle of the head, right, from here to here. So if I go right about in the middle of that head, remember those lines I had over there? This part right down here, that's where the corner of the eye is. Now I just need to make it kind of rounded. The bottom of the eye is rounded. The top of the eye has a little bit of a curve up this way, and then he comes down because he has that evil eye look, right? Because with a slant coming down there and then shooting off across like that. So a little bit of the thing here. And then once this is down here, this is taking off kind of in this direction. Wow, that's kind of cool. Now, also, I need to apportion some things. There is a white area that's right here. Right? Let me erase out my funny lines. My height lines here. He has like the black of the eye, and then this other line that's kind of a fuzzy line that kind of comes around though, right? And so that's kind of an important thing to have. There is a little bit of a pyramid-looking thing in here. That is the reflected light. Now you could leave it like that, or if you're like me who likes it, well, you know, at least if it's black, I can see it makes it look like something. And so you can come back in and shade selected parts of things. I'm okay with that. If you could actually do a complete value drawing if you want, because we already know what the advantage of the complete value drawing. Let me show you something real quick. I was experimenting with how do I want it, colors, how do I want to apply this? And so I had this extra paper here, and so in doing the value drawing, like let's compare them, right? The values on where those things were, it's really easy to put them in when you have a complete value drawing. I mean that's kind of how I wanted to paint the feathers and those sort of things. And here's the thing, if I turn it over, can you see all that? What? Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on a second. I lost my video feed. So what do I need to do? I need to go here and connect again. And connect to 40. I wonder why I did that. Okay, hold on a second. Now we can see what's going on. Okay, so notice the back side of this paper. Do you see all that? All of this stuff that you see right here, these dark marks, that's not the color of the paint. That's oil from the oil paints. It seeped through the paper and is now getting all over and all in the paper itself. That's what happens to your boards if you do not have gesso on them, okay? Or your canvases or that sort of thing. And that oil, over a period of time, maybe 50 years, I don't know how long, but it will eat away your painting. The cool thing about oil paints, they last forever on those if they're done right. But if you don't have the gesso on there, it's going to eat through and it's going to cause you issues in the long run. But anyway, so there's some complete value drawings. That's kind of the cool thing on there. But we're going to do an outline drawing. Okay, we're going to do an outline drawing. Now this part here, I'm doing this part right here, just so we kind of see where, because there's some value changes happening there. let's do this. Let's at least do this. Let's do some directional lines. Now they have feathers and stuff that are in here. They kind of come out like this, right? And then we have directional lines here. So there's some areas right here like that. So if I put a few lines in like that, that helps me understand where a few things are on that. And then this is coming up like this. And then it's kind of rotating over like that. And so just by putting those directional lines in there, and it's also helpful because I know there's a white area here, and then I know a slightly darker area there. But I've kind of defined where maybe some of those areas are. This area here is a little bit darker, so I'm just going to put a line around it like that. I'm going to darken this one in too here. There's still reflected light in this eye as well. You know, that sort of a thing. We know that the beaky part is kind of up into here, right? This is the black part of the beak. I'm going to make it just a little bit more crooked and a little sharper, but this is the dark part. It does have a reflected light right in the front there, like that. And now let's do this. We know from this thing, remember I was talking about directional lines. Some of the lines of these feathers that are right in through here are coming like this and kind of come down like that. Okay? And so that's helpful to know the direction of the feathers when we put that on here. Okay, now he has like a little bit, he or she, I'm not sure which, has almost this little necklace down here, right? It comes across there. So if I was to draw that in from that corner down to this corner, has that little necklace like that, and then I did the same thing over here and then just tried to recreate that slight curved line like that. Draw it really light, and then we know that there's sharper feathers. The necklace is a toothy necklace, and the lines themselves are kind of coming this way. The feathers are, right? And then so if I draw a few little lines come there with these little pointy things happening to them, right? I could get those. And then a little pointy thing like that. And that's going to help me when I go to draw, or I go to put the paint in, because I now have an outline where the little jiggity jaggedy things are right here for that main part of the neck, right? I don't need the necklacey part of it as much. I'm going to erase that so I don't get confused. I get confused really easy sometimes. Okay, let's go here. That line, it's more or less straight. It does have a little bit of a curve to it. And I'm going to guess right here. How tall is it going? It goes almost the same height as this one, a little bit shorter. So, and going over here, it's going to go to about right here. It has a little bit of a counter curve this way that I noticed, and then a back out that way. So that's pretty good. Now he does have, it looks like the chest area here is there's a lot of white in that too. This almost has a line that kind of falls up over here too. I'm going to put that in here. This one here, right, where these feathers are. And then over here on the shoulder, there's this really darker area here. So I'm just going to designate this darker area. It's almost like he has, like he's in the military and he has a little thing on his shoulder. But this area over here, pencil is running out of juice. There we go. So this is a little bit of a darker area over here. Now he does have this wing kind of separates, maybe right here. This come down. Lines are probably not truly just straight lines. You probably have some curves to them. that sort of a thing. Then down over here, have that, and then I have lines that are going like this that are the bottoms of the feathers, right? So that's going to show me this area in through here for right now. And let's do this a little bit. Okay, so I have that one there, and the bottoms of the feathers are the darkest part of them, and they kind of work like fish scales in the fact that when they come out here, they're gonna be kind of in between each other, right? And so if I have the necklace part down over here, there's a few other feathers. I'm just going to draw the little V's for the bottom of the feather. And they're kind of going to go between these areas. Maybe like that. And you don't have to have them exact, like like true fish scales. These might have some random stuff. Maybe like over here, you put two V's in one of these little gaps here like that. You know? And then, now these are kind of curving this way because this is the body. Let's curve some over this way on this one, you know, to where you have some V's kind of coming this way. Like that. And then these ones have like little V's all on the shoulder. You know, those sorts of things. And then I'm going to blend this. This one needs just a transition. Maybe so this one comes in with that one. Okay? Kind of like that. And I'm just kind of following this line here. There seems to be some feather action here. So I'm just drawing the bottoms of the feathers to kind of map them out where they go. And now these feathers over here, kind of came in along those lines. Right? And then these ones were kind of like little brushes. Kind of like that. And then, but they're overlapping brushes. And so if we take and we make these little brushes like that, and if you make the bottom ones first, it's actually easier. Sorry, gang. And then divide them in half, right? So that these lines come down in the middle. And so that's kind of got that pattern there. What I mean by dividing in half is if we had a, here's what our feathers are doing basically. It's kind of like bricks or scales, right? So if you have the V's going across, right? Then you're going to have other V's here between these two, right? Like that. And then the next row of feathers that comes down, you're going to have V's that are right here. Like that. So when you start put in the values of the feathers, you know, they're darker down here at the bottom. And they get lighter as they come up. But they follow this pattern, kind of like that. And then these ones are going to start here and be darker down there, and then they're going to come up. This is the quick sketch. And so they create that sort of an effect where they're overlapping one another as they're coming down, right? And so that's what we're doing here. These brush ones here, all I did is I made some loops. The first necklace line did this, you know, and you have this sort of a thing happening. And then between them, you have this line and then this line. This is more like a classical fish scale, right? And then we could have one down here, let's say. And so that's what I mean by your feathers. Whatever shape they're going to be, whether they're more pointed or they're more rounded, they're going to be overlapping each other. So instead of being straight like this on top of each other, they're going to be juxtaposed just a little bit. Anyway, that's what I'm doing over here on those ones. There's let's see. There's these kind of interesting little feathers. They're kind of like these little diamond feathers. And some of them you see quite well, and others you don't. Now I'm not going to do all of them in the exact place on that one. I'm just going to kind of make them up as I go along on that one. And I'm trying to make it so that it's following the basic lines. So I have these diamondy sort of things coming across here. And then it transitions into maybe not so diamondy over here. I know. And so that's my initial line. And then so like down here, putting between the diamonds, and then maybe these down here between those. I'll put some more V's in to designate where the body, the feathers are, right between them. And it creates sort of a little bit of a line. I tried to leave some space in between on those. And we can tighten them up with more feathers as we need. His chest is mostly white. These get a little bit closer together down here, and they're not quite as pointy. And so we're just kind of creating a pattern for these feathers. Particularly if I can put this one overlapping that area would probably be best. And so don't have to have the complete story, but I can have some of it to kind of guide how these come through here. And then over here I had kind of those sort of things, and then so now we've kind of mapped out some of our feather stuff. So that's it. I'm not going to do the trees in the background. I want that up a little higher there. I want these feathers to be longer. The trees we'll kind of make those up as we go along too. Okay, so that's my basic map, right, that I have for my birds here. Let's put a few more feathers in here too. We need some transitions between these guys. There we go. And so that's going to be my basic outline drawing for my birdie with those. And that's that. Cool.